If 2024 was full of regrets, pain, or wasted time, then you have two choices. Let 2025 be the same, or break the cycle. Most people live the same year over and over, waiting for things to get better. But this time, you're either breaking the cycle or staying stuck forever. You know that there's no other option. In reality, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. Experience has a way of repeating itself because people don't make the necessary changes to experience something more. In this video, you'll see exactly why most people keep repeating the same year and what really makes the difference. Subscribe now, because your future depends on it. Number 1. Outgrow who you were. What stops you from improving? Why do most people fail to change? It is interesting to observe how many people embark on a job or course, and yet they seem to be less willing to learn, less open to new ideas, and less capable of changing habits and mindsets and beliefs. After all, they are investing time, money, and emotion into the process. Why doesn't change occur so effortlessly? One of the reasons why people have difficulty in changing themselves is that they keep seeing themselves as the same person. People change jobs, but keep the same habits. They read self-improvement books, but keep the same excuses. They want a new life, but they drag their old identity with them. And as long as that identity stays the same, everything else does too. If you can't see yourself differently, you'll always return to who you were. The immigrant who leaves home to create a new future redefines his sense of what he's capable of achieving. The performer who learns to sing finds a new voice and a new sense of self-confidence. But there's an ironic twist. The very things that we need to grow beyond become comfortable, reassuring walls that trap us. We craft our self-image to our capabilities without realizing that our self-imposed limitations are once beneficial assets that have outstayed their welcome. Real transformation always requires a demolition of the person you are in the moment in order to outgrow and move on into the person you want to become. A snake that refuses to shed its skin will die in it. A man who refuses to shed his past will be buried in it. The world around you changes, but do you? You think you need motivation, discipline, a perfect plan, but none of that matters if you still see yourself as the same person. Your life is just a mirror of how you think. If nothing inside you shifts, nothing outside you ever will. Number 2. Chase mastery, not just results. As much as we might hate to admit it, we're all focused on success. We're all seeking results. But the truth of the matter is that results are, for the most part, out of our control. We don't know when or even if results will come. All we can do is work really hard and see where that hard work gets us. And sometimes, no matter how hard we work, we still won't get the results we were hoping for. We can only control the action. We can't control the result. It's difficult, too, not to be wholly consumed by chasing results. We want to see how hard work pays off. We want to see if we're any good. We want to feel like we're not doing all this for nothing. What we can focus on, though, is what we're mastering. There isn't much we can ever declare ourselves to be a master over, but we can master skills. Doing the right thing right is the right thing to do. That is what mastery is. Doing things right. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. From the tiniest to the biggest, everything can be done with incredible quality. If you pursue mastery, soon or late, results will come. Why would you want instant results when you can get them all the time by becoming the best you are capable of becoming? No matter how much you want to be immortal, that is impossible. However, the skills and competence you build during your life will live longer than you do. Concerts of musicians who died centuries ago still delight millions and will continue to do so for years and years and years. You can master a craft, a way of thinking, a skill set that turns effort into excellence. Writing, speaking, problem-solving, selling. These aren't just skills, they're weapons. And the sharper they are, the less you'll need luck or quick results to succeed. Number 3. Destroy your weakness, not just build strength. If you are very good at what you do professionally, but suffer from poor general health, you have a weakness that one day could destroy everything else positive that you have built. A strong wall with weak bricks will still collapse. Developing strength without eliminating weakness will require a tit-for-tat cost at some point. The combined strength and lack of competence is short-lived. People focus so much on getting stronger, but they ignore the very things that hold them back. They chase success while carrying baggage that will eventually drag them to the ground. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's ego, maybe it's bad habits, but no matter how high you climb, if your foundation is weak, you will fall. If you lack discipline, setting more goals won't save you. A lazy man with a plan is still a lazy man. You don't need more dreams, you need to fix what's stopping you from chasing them. If you struggle with self-discipline, attack that first. If you always hesitate, fix your decision-making. If you avoid hard work, face the discomfort. Number 4. Obsess over energy management instead of time management. Most people think success is about managing time, but time is useless if you don't have the energy to use it. Energy isn't infinite. It drains when overused, but it also weakens when left stagnant. Time management tries to fit life into a schedule, but energy management fits life into your natural rhythms. If you're drained, no schedule will save you. If you don't work with your energy, you'll always be pushing against it. That's why so many people work all day but get nothing done. They force themselves into tasks when they're drained, then waste their best hours on distractions. You can plan your hours perfectly, but if you don't have the energy to act, nothing changes. Number 5. Build a suffering tolerance. Here's the fact of life, and not many people realize this. Maybe you've never really talked to many people who are successful in different fields, but the fact is that most people quit when things get too uncomfortable, when they're out of their comfort zone, when they're in pain, when their mind is telling them they can't do it. For most people, when things get really uncomfortable, they say to quit and give up. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's their ability to endure. Success isn't built in comfort. It's built in pain, in struggle, in moments where everything inside you screams to stop, but you keep going anyway. Most people never reach their potential because they only work when they feel like it. They want results without the sacrifice, but nothing great is ever built on convenience. If you want something, truly want it, train yourself to tolerate the suffering that comes with it. Number 6. Build a do-or-die mentality. Most people treat their goals like optional extras, things that would be nice to have. That's why they never achieve them. They approach their ambitions with a half-hearted attitude, thinking, "I'll try my best and see what happens." But that kind of mindset makes failure inevitable. If something is optional, the moment it becomes difficult, you'll start considering other options. You'll look for an easier way, and before you know it, you've convinced yourself that quitting isn't really quitting. It's just being realistic. You have to decide that your goal is non-negotiable. It's not something you hope will happen. It's something that must happen. A weak mindset is what kills most dreams, not a lack of talent, not a lack of resources, not bad luck. It's the mindset of treating goals like wishes instead of decisions. A do-or-die mentality means you stop giving yourself a way out. You don't wait for the perfect moment or hope for motivation. You just do what needs to be done. You figure things out as you go, and you keep pushing even when it's hard, because quitting isn't even an option. Number 7. Take extreme ownership of everything. All of the excuses and reasons for failure have one thing in common. They represent a failure to take ownership. Most average people have very average lives and live in the middle of the pack. They live on the edge of what may be a long, seemingly never-ending line of circumstances. These circumstances have shaped and molded their lives into what they are today. But they have never taken ownership of those circumstances. Never really owned them. In life, we can all blame everyone and everything else for all the challenges and problems we face, but no one is a victim. There is no excuse for not being what you want to be and where you want to be. The only thing holding you back is you. Enough excuses. It's time to take control and own everything. Don't be a loser. And finally, make 2025 the year you actually finish things. The goal is to learn to stop stopping. Make all the time, not just sometimes. Starting is easy. Finishing is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. If you want to see real progress in 2025, commit to finishing what you start. No more half-done projects, no more abandoned goals. If something is worth starting, it's worth finishing. Success isn't about how many things you start, it's about how many you finish. 1 billion ideas get written on walls, only to become lonely wallpaper in a month. They look great at first, but then they're forgotten, left behind. Why? Because too many people start but don't finish. Your ideas don't have to die on those walls. This year marks the beginning of the greatest journey you will ever undertake, your life. The next 10 months are going to be like any others in recent memory unless you choose to make them different. It's true that things tend to get better for people who have made a decision to change something about their lives. Better things are the end result of making better decisions. Therein lies the challenge. If you don't like the way your life is going, you can do something about it. But that's a decision only you can make.